Vietnam, known for its rich culture, stunning natural beauty, delicious cuisine, friendly locals, and vibrant cities. We're taking you on an incredible 55-day epic train adventure from the vibrant heart of Saigon to the soulful streets of Hanoi. Join us as we explore the stunning landscapes, serene beaches, frenetic city streets, and ancient citadels. From the bustling streets of Saigon to the historic charm of Hanoi, this trip is filled with unforgettable moments. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey.
Welcome to Saigon, also known as Ho Chi Minh City. Now, the last time we were here, people gave us a really hard time for calling this place Ho Chi Minh City. We were just trying to be respectful of the name since that's how it's listed on the map, but everybody said nobody calls it that. Everybody says Saigon. So that is what we're going to say in this video. We decided, since it's our second time here, that we would try a different part of the city, and we're staying in the Vinhomes Landmark area. It's a very new part of the city, right next to Landmark 81, which is the tallest building in the city. And today we thought we would go check out a nearby park right next to the river. So that's what we're gonna do. Why don't you come along with us? So the last time we were here, we took the water taxi and we passed by this park and we were like, oh, it's a pretty nice park. I mean, it's very well manicured. So since we're here, we thought we should come out and check it out. And so far it's looking pretty nice, very, very well maintained. So we were here a little over 5 months ago, right before Tet. We actually missed Tet, so we probably need to come back for that at some point, which we plan to do. And Stephanie and I were just saying, you know, we have completely forgotten the very small amount of Vietnamese we knew. I mean, we could at least kind of read signs and things like that. I mean, it's only been about 5 months. But each country we go to, we try to pick up just enough of the language so we can order off a menu.
Polite.
Be as polite as we possibly can. So now we got to study back up on at least some like really basic Vietnamese. Yeah. Because yesterday I was like, wait, what does that mean? And what does that mean? I know what it means. I know what it means. But I didn't actually remember exactly what it meant. So yeah, that's something we need to work on. So every time we get near the water, Stephanie always says, oh, there are fish in there. And I feel like she wants me to film them, and I never seem to be able to do a very good job capturing them.
It's local wildlife. You gotta take it where you can find it.
So we are going to attempt to capture some fish in this video.
It was a lot easier to see the fish this time because one, they're orange, and two, this mom and her little boy were feeding them. So they definitely had incentive to come visit.
Yesterday when we arrived, it was pouring down rain, and we're not exactly sure what to expect on this trip, but I'm telling you, today is absolutely beautiful. It's sunny, but there's a nice breeze.
And cloud cover.
A little bit of cloud cover, so we're not completely incinerated by the sun. I think it's about 30 degrees out right now, Celsius. Great day. Really glad we could come out here and enjoy the morning. Oh, how cool is this? There are viewing platforms here.
We made it down to the Saigon River, and now we're going to go up in one of these observation towers and check out all the fancy houses across the riverbank. So we know about the Tet holiday here in Vietnam, but what are some other holidays that maybe we should plan around our next visit to the country? If you can tell us what we can't miss, leave a comment below. We would love to know. walking through the park and we came along this section right next to the river, and they've got these little pavilions that you can probably rent. And there are sinks and a little table and a barbecue area. How fun would it be to come out here with some friends, sunset next to the river, and have a little picnic?
With the amount of videos we've been doing in parks, I'm wondering if we should start a YouTube park channel. If you haven't seen our Bangkok videos, one of them we did completely on green spaces in Bangkok, and it was all parks. We did quite a lot of walking through parks. We'll put a link for that in the description. One of the reasons that we wanted to come and stay in this part of the city was because we were kind of interested in the Vin Group, which is doing, it seems like, everything. They have housing, they have shopping malls, they have even VinFast, which is this really cool electric vehicle that they make and sell in Vietnam. And it was started by a gentleman named, I'm trying to pronounce this correctly, Pham Nhat Vuong. I probably really butchered that, but I really tried
He did,
to pronounce
actually. He's been practicing.
And it's an interesting story because I think he is the richest person in Vietnam, or at least one of the richest. And he started his business in Ukraine selling, I think, instant noodles, which, you know, coming from instant noodles up to being like a multi-billionaire is an impressive story. So we're staying in one of his properties, and we've ridden some of the VinFast vehicles, and they are like super cool. They're like super comfortable, really luxurious. We were kind of hoping that we might see some back in the United States, but I don't think they're selling them in the United States currently. So it's kind of been interesting traveling around, getting to see some of the electric vehicles out there, including VinFast, a lot of Chinese electric vehicles. So we thought, hey, let's stay in one of these properties, and it's pretty cool, pretty well designed. Obviously, this park is also part of the Vin Homes, the Vin Group. It's all kind of curated by them. So interesting story, which I thought I would share. And this park even has a little putting green.
A sand trap and a water hazard. So for all of the golfers in our family, we're thinking of you.
So we've walked about halfway through this park, and we're starting to get hungry. I think it's about 1 o'clock, right?
About 1 o'clock.
Yeah. But we are determined to push through and finish the entire park before we break for lunch. Wow, and there's even a marina here, which I guess kind of makes sense because you are right on the water. This park is a lot bigger than I had anticipated. We've now been walking like 2 hours through here. Granted, it's been a pretty leisurely stroll, but still, we're not even at the end. I think we're approaching the end, but we're not even at the end of this half of the park. So as I said earlier, Landmark 81 is the tallest building in Saigon, and it's somewhat iconic here. There is apparently a lookout point or a sky view near the top. I don't know if it's, I'm looking at it right now. I don't know if it's all the way at the top, but I think we're too cheap to go up there, as we are with most lookout points, which tend to be quite pricey. We'll take a look at the price, but my guess is, based on prior experience, that we will not be going up there, and we can get some pretty good views from other locations. Interesting, as you're approaching the airport, you can see the whole skyline, so it's pretty cool. You do need to be on the left side of the plane if you're looking to see the city, but if you're coming in, if you're flying into Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, and we came from Bangkok, so I don't know what happens when you come from other directions, but if you sit on the left side, you have a really good view of the Mekong River Delta and sort of where the Saigon River meets the
Not river.
sea.
The ocean, the
The
bay,
ocean,
the Gulf.
bay, the Gulf, yes. And then you kind of wrap around and get to see the city from another angle. So it's actually a pretty cool landing.
So I think we've made a total circuit of the park here, which is good timing because I'm getting a little hangry, and I think I've convinced Chris to feed me some lunch.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. When we got back from the park yesterday, we got a little surprise in our email. The state we live in is having a primary election in the next couple of weeks, and our ballots arrived to the mail service that we have. Now, if you've been following the news at all, you know there's a pretty big election coming up in the United States this year. And we'd always planned on being back to be able to vote in person in November, but this primary election, we kind of forgot about it and threw us for a little bit of a loop on how we could vote in it.
Now, if you're not familiar with US elections, the primaries are essentially a first round of elections where the top two vote getters then proceed to the general elections, which are the elections that we had planned to return to the United States to vote in. Since we forgot about this primary, we're now thinking, okay, so how do we participate and get our votes counted? Now, we're lucky that within our state, we can actually request a ballot online, but we need to print it out and we need to mail it in. So we're thinking, we're in Vietnam, how are we going to do this? It can be complicated sometimes to find a place that can print and then mailing through the post office, but ding, 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 a light bulb went on. We are in Saigon, and the Saigon Central post office is like a huge tourist attraction. So we thought they must be used to dealing with foreigners. Yeah. So we can probably mail our ballots from there. So this morning, we are going to head out and try to get our ballots printed, and then head to the Saigon Central Post Office to mail our ballots. And you're invited to come along. So we've made it to a local print shop outside of our bubble at Vinhome Central Park, and I could say I can already feel a totally different vibe here. Lots of scooters, traffic, the smells of delicious food. I'm hoping that we can simply email them the ballot forms and they can put them out. So let's go ahead inside and see what happens.
After we got our ballots the other day, we spent the afternoon trying to figure out who to vote for, who was the best candidate, and we got everything filled out. Now we're at the print shop, and we were able to email all of the documents to their email address, and hopefully they've gone through. It'll probably take a couple minutes, and we'll get them printed, and we'll be off to the post office. Printing is done, was kind of fast, and it cost 39 cents. Perfect. So now we're on our way to the post office.
You know, the last time we were in Vietnam, I remember the traffic being really, really crazy, especially in Hanoi. But it feels a little bit less crazy to me, and I don't know if that's just because we have been in Southeast Asia so long, and now we're accustomed to motorbikes going left and right and backwards and forwards in front of us. I just feel like far less stressed out than I did the last time here, which for Americans coming to like Vietnam for the first time, or even other Southeast Asian countries, like the way that traffic flows is so foreign to us. It's just so foreign to us, and it's quite an experience the first time. So I don't know, maybe we've acclimated a bit, maybe not, I don't know. But the good news is we're going to be here for almost 2 months. So we're gonna get to figure that out.
So again, the last time we were here in Saigon, the Catholic church is across from the post office was being renovated under scaffolding, and lo and behold, it's still under scaffolding, but there is a little part that you can see, so hopefully we can show that to you.
Yeah, and the other thing is that last time it didn't seem like they were actually doing much with the work under the scaffolding, but now there's definitely something actively happening under there, so it looks like they are making some progress. And hopefully the scaffolding will be off soon. Probably not while we're here, but
maybe the next time we're here.
Maybe the next time we're here. So the other thing that's nice about being back in Saigon is we're actually somewhat familiar with the city. We're definitely not experts, but at least navigating the areas that we've been through before, it's a little bit more comfortable than entering a new city and not having a clue where you're going, how far things are based on the map. So that's really cool. I feel actually pretty comfortable walking over to the post office.
We've arrived at the post office, so we're gonna go in. Hopefully we can get this stuff mailed without too much headache. Maybe Google Translate will be our best friend again, but let's go find out. So we've gotten all the envelopes filled out, and Chris is now at the counter paying for everything. So not sure how long it's gonna take to get back to the States. We can track our ballots online, which is really nice, so we can see when they arrive and when they're accepted by the election committee.
Okay, that was relatively easy to get done, and they do speak pretty good English here, which is good to know. As Stephanie mentioned, we can track the status of our ballots online, so we'll go ahead and do that, and hopefully by the time we post this video, we can provide an update and let you know whether or not the ballots made it and were counted.
Even if you don't have anything to mail, you should still come to the Central Post Office because it really is a beautiful, beautiful building.
And I feel kind of cool because we're actually not coming here as tourists. We're actually coming to mail legitimate mail. So taking care of business at the Saigon Central Post Office. Okay, so next step, we're going to get my favorite Vietnamese food. Well, I can't say it's my favorite. I like everything. But one of my favorites and very budget friendly, banh mi.
A couple of blocks down the street, we found a place called Banh Mi Jiao 92.
So I got the egg and I think ham banh mi, so we'll give it a try. That's pretty good. It's got some good flavor, a little chili sauce, and the cucumber, everything. This is gonna be good.
And I got the number one, which I specifically asked which is the best one on the menu. This is like the everything banh mi, which has like fish, meatballs, egg. I think it has everything. So this is a little bit messy. Probably the messiest banh mi I've had, but it looks really good. It's got lots of filling in here. That's really good. You can see I've already made a huge mess, but it's gonna be a really enjoyable one. Okay, so the name of that restaurant was Banh Mi Jiao 92, and it got really, really high ratings on Google Maps. It was a little bit crowded and kind of cramped and super windy, so difficult to film, but I really enjoyed what I had.
Yeah, it was really tasty.
Mine was extremely messy, and I saw a lot of people that were having deconstructed banh mi, which I thought was more kind of fancy and posh, but I mean, this is just like a little street stall, and we're seeing it, so maybe that's really picking up, I don't know. Certainly a lot less messy.
Yeah, it would have been a little easier to eat, but still really good.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. We will link it down in the description. Now we're heading back to a place that we tried to visit the last time we were here, and it was closed down because they were preparing it for Tet. So if you're interested in where that place is, continue watching. Okay, so the last time we were in Saigon was right before the Tet holiday, and we came to say Wen Wei Street, which we were really excited about, and the whole thing was like blocked off and closed down. I mean, they actually had these big like metal shutter things over the entire avenue, which is a pretty popular place. So we were like pretty disappointed, especially because we didn't know anything about Tet really. Other than it was a holiday, we didn't realize it was just this giant
New Year holiday.
Right, but it was just this giant celebration, like the biggest celebration in Vietnam that they have every year. And so we were like super bummed because we couldn't see the street, and we were leaving like just a few days before Tet was actually officially celebrated. So we decided, okay, we're back. We have to at least see the street. I'm sure it's not going to be as spectacular, but we also can take a look at the apartment cafes that are right in front of us. And since we didn't have anything to drink for lunch, I think we should go grab something at one of these apartment cafes.
Yeah.
Good idea?
I think it's a great idea. And if you like what you're seeing, please go ahead and give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more.
And don't forget to check out that notification bell so you actually get a notification each time that we publish a new video. We came up to, I think, the third floor to Meraki Cafe. Now, I kind of wanted to go to Arabica, which is one of my favorite coffee places, but they're pretty much just simple coffee, and we actually were craving a coconut coffee.
Coconut coffee. We haven't had one yet.
Yeah, we haven't had one in, I don't know, quite some time. May have been actually last time we were in Vietnam, which was months ago. So I've never been to Meraki Cafe. I don't know what it's like here. We know we're in the apartment cafe building, so we're going to pay a premium for coffee. It's the experience that we're paying for. So regardless, I think we're going to enjoy it. And I also think it's kind of hard to screw up a coconut coffee. It's like a lot of sugar and coconut.
And coffee.
And coffee, and you don't even really need to have great coffee.
Yeah.
So I think either way, it's going to be a good experience.
All right, we have our coconut coffees. Give them a try. Cheers.
Cheers. That's pretty refreshing.
That's pretty good. I've missed these quite a bit.
All right, well, for me, that really hit the spot. And it's raining now, so this is a good little break for us to not only sort of rehydrate a bit with coffee.
As much as you can rehydrate with coffee, I guess.
Exactly, and to recharge our phones. And then after this, we're going to head back out to see some more of the city. Hopefully, by that time, it'll stop raining.
So the coconut coffee was delicious, and the rain stopped, sort of. So we decided to come back out to the street and see what there is to see. Now it's pretty quiet, and I don't know if that's because it's a Monday afternoon or because it's raining, but it's pretty quiet, but it's also kind of calm and kind of nice.
So it has started to rain a bit harder, but I really wanted to get up close to the Ho Chi Minh statue and get this super iconic shot, which I think we did a pretty good job of last time, but this is a slightly different perspective, and I just think it looks so cool and unique.
And since we've talked so much about the last time we were in Saigon, maybe Chris will be nice enough to link the video somewhere so you can enjoy that too.
Absolutely, we will put it in the description. One thing I was really excited about when we arrived in the city was to potentially ride the metro. I had read that it would be opening in July. We happen to be here in July, actually later end of July. And I looked around, I've been researching, and it doesn't look like it's open. You can see behind me there's a station that's closed. So I think this time we just missed it. I've read that it will be opening later in 2024, but also that they were going to be opening up a few trains in July, but I guess that's not going to happen. So we're a little disappointed, but super pumped that there will be a metro available here a bit later this year, and then with pretty big plans in the future to extend all throughout the city. The last time we were here, we didn't get to see the Opera House, and we thought that since we're here this time, we should just take a stroll by and check it out because it's pretty cool looking as opera houses go. And Stephanie has more information. Maybe we'd call it a fun fact or fun facts.
It was built in 1898 and follows the flamboyant architectural style of the Third French Republic. Fun fact.
All of our errands are done. We've eaten, we've hydrated. It's actually stopped raining now, which is great. And we've seen the Opera House. So I think we've done everything we were planning to do for today. We've got a few more things we want to get done and visit before we leave the city. I think we may just hit them all and do some shopping in preparation for our long journey up north to Hanoi. All right, so it is the next day, and I had this fantastic idea for how to start this video. However, I went outside without the little wind muff, and it was super windy where I was at, so that was a fail. But that's not a problem, because we are at this really cool park today, the Tao Dan Park, which is a place that we wanted to visit the last time we were here. And we're not quite sure if it was closed because they were doing something for Tet or if it was just closed for renovation. But either way, we're here. I think it's going to be a hot day. I just got my hair cut and I wanted to get sort of some of this in because it's probably the best my hair is going to look for at least the next month. And I'm going to put my hat on and then that's going to totally screw things up. So here it is. Behold. Behind us is this really cool sculpture park, and we're just going to spend a few minutes, maybe an hour, walking through this park and seeing what we missed the last time we were here. So we weren't really able to find anything out about why this sculpture park exists, if it has a specific purpose or there's some kind of symbolism, but it's pretty cool. A lot of interesting sculptures. I don't know what any of them really mean.
Yeah, they don't seem to have any explanation or names or artist information on them.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to know a little bit more about why they are here and maybe who some of the sculptors are. If you know, please drop us a comment and let us know because we're interested. And if it's something we can find online, maybe through Google, we'll do a little bit of research a little bit later on. So we found this shrine in the park that doesn't seem to have any English, but we read online on Google Maps that it's a shrine to the 18 kings of the Hung Dynasty. And I guess it's in remembrance of the last king of the Hung Dynasty that promised to protect Vietnam. And also there's a Ho Chi Minh statue inside as well.
Now, one thing that I really liked in front of the shrine is there seems to be this nice reflecting pool, and there's a lot of lotus blossoms in it, and they're purple, which is kind of cool. And we've seen a lot of lotus blossoms, but this is the first time I can remember seeing purple ones. Really pretty.
So we're walking past the shrine, and I noticed in the distance there looks to be like a replica of a Cham Tower, which if you've seen our other videos, we've kind of trekked all over the place looking for information about the Kingdom of Champa and archaeological remnants. And this is really cool because we are planning, if all goes to plan, so who knows what's going to happen with that, but if all goes to plan, we're going to see one of these or several of these Cham Towers as we make our way up north to Hanoi on our supposedly epic train journey. So I'm pretty excited. It looks like kind of cool and probably new. I'm guessing this is something they just recently put in.
It seems like when the park was closed last time, they were doing a lot of renovation because a lot of the things in here, a lot of the planting, the buildings, look pretty new or touched up, so to say. So it's really nice.
So temperature-wise, it's actually not too bad today. I mean, of course, it's warm. But it is quite humid, so we got sort of an overcast sky. The sun keeps peeking through and then it gets very warm. But as usual, it's pretty humid, so hard to cool off without some kind of fan or something. So when the wind picks up, it's nice. So I think we've made it through the entire park. Pretty nice. Looks like they put a lot of work into it. Now it's getting close to lunch, so we are going to head over to find one of two places that has been recommended to us to eat. So for lunch, we've come to a place that was recommended to us by one of our YouTube followers, Saigonese Wen. She has a whole list of restaurants. There's no way we can try them all, but this is apparently a very well-known restaurant that's famous for its broken rice. Hue Van, I think how you pronounce it, I'll put it up on the screen. It's down a little side alley. We actually had a heck of a time trying to find it. Probably because I didn't do enough homework trying to actually locate it, but it's definitely not listed properly on Google Maps. So one of the things I will do is try to get it updated so that at least you can find it. So we ordered some pork and eggs and rice, and I think we had a little soup, and it looks fantastic. We're gonna dig in and enjoy this lunch. So I think I've prepared the perfect bite: a little egg, a little rice, and then some of the pork. Really good. That was a little bit too much for one bite for my tiny mouth, but really good, really well balanced. There's a little sauce here as well that you can put on the rice. I'm not sure what it is, but it's very good. It adds a lot of flavor. So good choice. Thank you, Saigonese Wen. We would never have found this place without your suggestion. We're gonna enjoy our lunch now. Okay, that was a really good lunch. I am super full, which is good. And I wasn't really sure what broken rice was. I sort of assumed I knew what it was, but we looked it up on Wikipedia, and for those of you that don't know, it's basically broken rice grains that were damaged during the processing and harvesting process, and at one point they were considered inferior. So people along the Mekong River Delta would eat them, the farmers would kind of eat them as leftovers, and I think now it's sort of just become a staple thing here. I don't know if there would be an equivalent that we would think of as like Americans, but it's just like a staple of the diet, and really good. But it's my first time having it.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, it's a smart way to use food, and I'm sure it cooks a lot quicker because the grains are smaller. So very smart and ingenious thing to do.
Yep. So we learned something new today. Again.
The more we keep wandering around and just walking around the city, we keep finding these new metro stations that aren't quite open yet. So it makes me really hopeful that the next time we're in Saigon, getting around the city on public transportation should be pretty easy.
We just realized the last time we were here, this whole area that we're in right now, which I think is sort of this new area for the metro, the underground, I don't know if it's an MRT or what they're calling it. I think it's the MRT. But this whole area was fenced off, and now it's all open. And wow, there's like some really
beautiful views.
Yeah, amazing.
Oh, and you can see the really tall
Landmark
building.
81. You can see Landmark 81. You can see
the building with the helicopter pad. Don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
And then the market too.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna take some video. And
what a good idea!
And put it up. So it's very hot out. We decided to stop at a mall because malls are a great place to cool off, use the bathroom, and freshen up with some tea. So that's what we're doing. And then we're gonna head out and I don't know what we're doing after this, but hopefully we will at least be somewhat hydrated and cooled off. So we decided to come out in the evening to see the lights from Venholme Central Park, which we were at the other day. And there are a ton of people out here.
So many people out right now. They're all on the grass with their families. Looks like there's like a little rollerblading class going on with some little kids. I'm just astonished how many people are out. It's really great.
Yeah, it's very cool. So we've been walking around for, 20, 30 minutes. And we see people dancing, we see kids playing. There's a nice little playground that we saw earlier during the daylight. The cityscape is amazing with all the lights, just like really beautiful. The whole area is really, really pretty with all the lights in the evening. And there's an amazing breeze right now
so
that's
nice.
Keeping us a little bit cool.
Still humid, but much better than it was today.
We definitely see people taking advantage of the outside here, which is
really
nice to see. Lots of people exercising.
Out with their families.
Out with families. Yeah.
Pretty nice.
So this morning we came out to District 3. It's a bit windy.
Yeah.
Actually, it's very windy. To see the Phap Hua Buddhist temple, which is right behind us on this canal. the first time we came into Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon, we drove past this temple and we're like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. We marked it on a map and then we kind of forgot about it. And we were visiting this time, we said, we got a little bit of time, so why don't we go check it out? It was built in 1967, so it's relatively new, but wow, it is gorgeous inside. We went in, shot a little bit of video, and really peaceful, tranquil temple.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was a quick little visit. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely, totally agree with what with what Chris said. Very peaceful, very tranquil. There were, a handful of worshipers inside and a couple monks. Really beautiful inside, and a nice little respite from the busyness of the city, I think.
Yeah, so now we don't have a lot planned today, but I think we're going to take a walk along this canal and see where it leads us. We come here to the Thai Bin market to get some grilled pork noodles that were recommended to us by Saigonese Win. She's one of our YouTube followers, and this place, I think her family has been coming here for quite some time, and we love the grilled pork noodles. They are one of our favorites, so this is something we're super excited about because we've actually had some really good ones, I think, in the city before, but we're always looking for like the best of the best. So this is basically one of the little food stands at the market. I think it's Mrs. Wei, and we're gonna dig in and try it out.
Might get a bite here. This is going to be a very, very yummy lunch. Yum. We just had one of the best meals since we've been here in Saigon. The noodles were delicious, so much flavor, and the ladies who run it were so cute and so nice, and let us take pictures of them and what they were doing. And the noodles and our delicious coffee drinks came out to about $4.30 US, which for both of us, which is a bargain no matter what you have.
Yeah, really, really good. Miss Wei, we'll put a link to where you can find her in the market, because it is a little bit. It's
a little more difficult to find if you're not looking for it. If you don't know what you're looking for, I guess I never would have found it.
But we'll show you where it is. Because it's right behind us, and you just kind of have to walk in there and you look for the sign that says Hui on it, which is her name, and super, super nice. We had a great lunch. And everybody was just so friendly. So this is our last night here in Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, and we have totally enjoyed our week here. This is our second time here, and I think we've both come to the conclusion that we definitely want to have a third and possibly fourth time here. One of the things about doing slow travel is finding places where you really want to go back and visit again and spend some time. And I think Saigon and Vietnam in general is one of those places. What do you think? Yes, I agree. And we're going to be spending plenty more time here in Vietnam. Tomorrow we're headed by train to Van Thiet, and we don't know quite what to expect. We are staying on the more resort side for just a couple of nights, so it's going to be a short little trip. If you're interested in following us, we got our whole Vietnam series ahead of us. We're going to be here for almost 2 months, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and we will see you in the next one.